G'day guys, and welcome to the final round of the F2 Championship. This is around the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. My name is Bate, and I'll be the solo commentator for today. Oh, there we go. We're in now. So we got Band joining us for, I think the first time this season. Instantly, the orders are jumping around all over the shop at the moment. Very hard to stick with a leader at the moment. Mikhail seems to be edging everyone out. So Mr. Spicer follows just behind him. Mr. Spicer's taken over. Mikhail just behind. It'll be interesting to see who edges out in pole here. Combined does need to put in a pretty good race weekend this weekend, as I believe he is over 40 points behind in the championship. So I believe Mikhail's going to have something happen to him or something along those lines. So we'll see what happens. Hey Sid, how's it going? So Mikhail taking the lead back from Mr. Spicer in this one-shot quali. Interesting to see who pulls out on top. The rest of the field staying pretty stagnant at the moment. I can't tell if it's just my preview. Does anyone mind confirming if it's looking a bit laggy at the moment? I might disable the preview. Sorry guys, give me 2 seconds. See if that makes it any better. Sorry about that. As Mikhail gets pole, followed by Mr. Spicer. Alright, it looks good. Alright, sweet. No worries, guys. I think it's just because I'm watching the preview back myself. It just looks a bit laggy, but that's all good. So we got Mikhail in first place with the extra 4 points for qualifying first, followed by Mr. Spicer and combined. Very tight between those two. About half a second back, we got Jacob Meister, and then a few seconds back, we got Quantum Effect, Nemo, Lights, Conrad, and Band with the DSQ. Okay. So it'll be interesting to see if everyone can keep it clean around the street circuits of Singapore here. I know, speaking from experience, it's very hard to avoid clapping the wall and losing some of your front wing. So these cars seem to be pretty good when you lose a bit of your front wing, as long as you keep in mind with the physics and you try and say for example, if you get front wing damage on the front right, if you get anything below yellow, like light green or something like that, it tends to be pretty manageable in these cars. The physics for them don't have that much front end grip in the first place. Thanks for the follow, XAceAU. Appreciate it. So we go, I believe we're starting on the formation lap here. I'll get up all the information. Track map on. So this is our F2 Friday series XAs. So this is the Friday series that we have for new drivers to take part, as well as some other experienced drivers if they want to have a go doing some extra racing. That's why the turnout isn't always the greatest, but if you do enjoy watching the F1 races, you should catch our Sunday stream where we have Tier 1 and Tier 2 going around, I believe, Mexico this week. So yeah, that would be very interesting. Okay, so we've got Combined, Jacob, Nemo, and Band all opting to start on the super softs. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays and how long they last into the actual race itself. It is 17 laps around here for the first race, so it'll be... yeah. Look, I can definitely agree, Xace. The physics in this game aren't the greatest, but I mean, if you are a fan of the sport, you can't get an experience like it because you can't get the licensed cars anywhere else. You can't get some of the licensed tracks. Arguably, you can with mods, but for me, F1 does have a place to exist. So, anyways, moving on. So Mr. Spicer and Mikhail were definitely the two quickest drivers. Oh no, Combined was in that pocket there as well, about edging out the rest of the field by about a second or two. So it'd be interesting to see what happens off the line here, whether Combined as Combined just clips his front wing. Good thing it's on the formation lap, so it should be good. Okay, all the drivers just approaching the last part of the track now. Band coming around. Still got lights coming up on the on the grid there. I think it was lights or Nemo, one of the two. As we should be seeing the lights soon. Here we go. And away we go. A long delay on the lights there as Mikhail gets away with a pretty clean start. Mr. Spicer seems to be under a bit of trouble with a bad start. Jacob with a rocket start jumps up, gets in the way of Mr. Spicer. All sorts is happening back there. Jacob seems to have edged out in front with with Combined just behind him, and Spicer seems to be having a bit of trouble getting those softs up to temperature or something. Not sure what's happening further back as someone dives down the inside. Looks like Band. As we got two fighting for position. Let's see if Band makes a move here. I think he back out of that one as Mikhail has just disappeared. We've got Combined and Jacob still going very, very racy at the moment. Those super softs definitely paying off for them. Mr. Spicer just behind, looking to hopefully get in front of them so he can use sorry about that. Okay, so we still got Jacob and Combined battling about 2 seconds behind Mikhail. This quantum effect has stayed pretty clean here. As Mikhail gets a purple second sector. Okay, so yeah, the closest battle we have on track is definitely still Combined to Jacob Meister at the moment. Not really much happening in the Grand Prix at the moment. Everyone seems to have already gotten a decent gap as Mikhail's already almost 2.5 seconds in the lead already. Wow. So Mr. Spicer's got Quantum and Nemo following quite close behind. As Nemo being on the super softs will be very racy, wanting to get past the two of them. Consistent battle going on here as there goes my scoreboard for a bit. I mean, we can assume Mikhail's probably still in first place. Let's see what's happening with Combined and Jacob. Just Combined's getting all over the back of Jacob there. I'm sure Jacob's definitely... I think someone just hit their wing in the background. Yep, Mr. Spicer loses a front right end plate. Quantum's, I'm sure, noticed the damage, the wing pieces flying off, and he's probably very keen to make a move now. As Quantum seems to be holding everyone up a little bit. We got Bands out of shape a little bit on the exit, falling back a little bit. So as you can see, the tire grip advantage is still swaying in Nemo's favor at this point. He will have a bit of trouble as the laps tick over. Mikau still in a commanding position out in the front. He's probably thinking about conserving his tires at this point. I believe if he wins this race, he wins the championship. He's already 40 points behind or something or other, as Lights gets a 3-second time penalty. Jacob seems to be lining up a move here. Let's see if he can make it happen. Backs out a little bit. He's a bit cautious. Maybe he's going for the switchback. No, he's just sitting back. I mean, sorry, combined. He's probably waiting for the next DRS zone, which is coming up now. See if he can make the most of it. We've also got Mr. Spicer lining up a move on Nemo in the background by the looks of it. I think combined will just have enough. As he gets all out of shape and Jacob goes back in front. Let's have a look back a bit more. The battle between Spicer and Nemo seems to have eased up a bit. Back up to Jacob, still under pressure from Combined. Combined definitely still thinks this championship is alive. He's going to fight for it until the end. Seem to have this all under control though. There's Lights pits. I wonder if he's pit for wing damage. Oh, we missed it. As Jacob tries to, Combined tries to go around the outside, goes for the switchback, doesn't pay off. Jacob's keeping it very cool in second place right now. By getting all over the back of Jacob there. Wonder if he can get it done into this DRS zone. I think Combined needs to be a little bit more aggressive here. He's had this issue all championship long, where he's just a little bit too hesitant to make the move to get the position that he needs to get the points. Oh, he got a little bit of out of shape there on the exit. I don't think he's going to have it here. He might be lining up for the next DRS zone again. We'll look a bit further back as Nemo has DRS as well, probably planning the exact same thing as Conrad gets a 3-second time penalty. We've got Combined YouTuber lining up the move here. We'll get DRS as soon as he passes the white line coming up. There we go. Will it be enough? Jacob going on the inside again. Let's see if Combined gets his braking point correct this time. Stays around the outside. Will be positioned well for the inside. Always a bit too far back. He's making it happen. Goes over the curb. Loses a bit of speed. And he also gets a time penalty for all of his troubles. We'll go back to Quantum, Effect, and Nemo. Nemo really wants to get past Quantum here on his Super Softs. I believe they should only have another lap or two of being the quickest tire. I believe Nemo missed his opportunity there. He might have to wait until the next DRS zone now. We'll go back up to Combined. Not much happening. As Mikau is now almost 8 seconds ahead. 8 seconds now ahead in first place. All the battles happening behind him. It would have to be a miracle now for Combined to come back in the championship, as I believe Mikau is on 241 points and Combined is 196. So Combined is going to be lining up this move again into the DRS zone. We'll see if he can get it done this time. He's holding speed very, very well with Jacob. He's falling back a little bit. He's going to have to be very, very brave here on this corner to get enough speed. Oh, I don't know if he'll be able to get it done here. He's got a pretty good run, but the DRS just isn't that strong in these cars as Jacob defends on the inside again. Combined tries going around the outside. Jacob leaves plenty of room. Combined again is going to have to wait for the next DRS zone. He's a lot closer to him this time, though. Very hesitant, almost collides with the barrier there. He's got pretty good slipstream here. Should try and position himself on the inside. He goes for the outside again. Very defensive from Jacob. Jacob sends him a little bit wide. Oh, Combine gets a little bit out of shape. I wonder if he got any damage from that. He looks pretty good. As Nemo seems to have gotten ahead of Quantum Effect on the DRS straight, I'm sure Nemo will now be hoping that he can bridge out a little bit of a gap before he has to pit. As Combine's keeping it nice and clean as always. We've got Mr. Spicer has already pitted. Oh, okay, to probably fix his wing damage. Okay. We'll see how that plays out for him now. He's got to get super soft tires to the end. I don't think that's going to work for him, but we'll see what happens. So Combine falling back a little bit now. He's got that penalty. He hasn't been able to make the overtake happen. He's been in dirty air for a while. I'm sure he's starting to feel the effect of being this close to Jacob. As Jacob Meister gets a 3-second time penalty now. So that's going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works for Jacob comfortably getting his second place. So now it is whatever it is on track currently. I'm not sure how many warnings Combined may be on, as Mikau sets the fastest lap. We got Combined and Nemo going at it here. As Combined stays around the outside, they're going into the main straight. Is that Nemo into the pits? Nemo tries going into the pits, gets it all wrong. Goes back in now. Sure, I'd be wanting to get rid of those super softs. As Quantum Effect now goes up into third as Jacob Meister pits as well for the softs. So 4 to 5 laps for the super softs there. I'm sure Mr. Spice will have to pit by the end of the race. Let's take a look at Mr. Spicer. I mean, he's going to have good pace now. So Mikau now 14 seconds in the lead, as Conrad is now within striking distance of DRS to Jacob. It's a little bit out of shape there. He is on pretty old softs. I don't think he'll be able to hang with Jacob for too long. Seems to be the closest thing to a battle we have on track right now. The biggest battle we have is of a pit stop strategy. And so Combine just sitting there trying to extend those super softs an extra lap to hopefully give him some extra pace later in the Grand Prix. It'll just be interesting to see. So the Sector 2 was 6/10 down. I'm not sure that was the smartest idea, staying out for another lap. I'm pretty sure he's going to feel the effects of that. He's going to have to come into the pits now. Yeah, as Combined comes into the pits. Keep an eye on his entry. Very cautious on the entry there not to get a speeding penalty. As Combined comes through, overtakes... Oh, sorry, Quantum comes through, overtakes Combined. So Quantum Effect being on the same strategy as Mikau is about 22 seconds back. So both Mikau and Quantum will be in the same spot if there is a safety car. Oh, as Quantum loses the rear end a bit there, that's going to cost him on this lap. Although Jacob Meister being 18 seconds back, I don't see much happening. And Combine losing 4 seconds to Jacob there from staying out that extra lap. As Mr. Spicer now is within 2 seconds of Nemo. I'm sure he's very keen to get that position so he can start moving further up the grid, because he will not be able to go on those super softs to the end. Nemo seems to be struggling a little bit on the softs. Let's have a quick look at our penalties. So everyone just on 3 seconds, okay? As lights DNF. Not sure what happened there. We'll try and go on board with Quantum and have a look as he is approaching that sector. As the yellow flag's been cleared. Not sure what happened with lights there. Seems I missed it. Must have lost it on the last corner or maybe on the entry to the pits. Oh, he had 2-lap-old super softs. Not sure what happened there. As Mr. Spice is now starting to fall back off Nemo. Oh, as Mr. Spicer even loses the rear a little bit. So he's only on 2-lap-old super softs. He shouldn't be feeling the pace deficit. Whoa! As he misses his braking point. Oh god. Those rear tires are going to be hot as Band takes the position. Oh, Mr. Spice is just going to have to cut his losses and pit, I think. Those super softs in the rear will be dead. A lot of the battles seem to be subsiding here. What happened, lights? Oh, combined was disconnected. Okay. Yeah, I figured that might be the case. Unlucky, mate. Oh, not sure why my gap has disappeared. Gap seemed to have just broken a bit there. Got no idea what the gaps are at the moment, as the closest battle seems to be Band and Mr. Spicer. Yeah, yep. The when the turbo picks up with no TC on the F2 cars, it is very difficult to control. Just have to probably wait for everyone to cross the start-finish till we get the gaps back. For now, we just have to take a look at the track map and figure it out. Mr. Spicer is on the back of Band. See how far back he is. Looks to be about 2 or 3 seconds. A bit hard to say without the intervals. There we go. We got the intervals back. Conrad comes onto the pit straight now. Nemo's pretty far behind Conrad, as Conrad is yet to stop. As Conrad gets another 3-second time penalty. Okay. Combined YouTube is either net crashing or... I'm not sure what's going on with Combined YouTuber at the moment. Not too much happening in the Grand Prix at the moment. The closest thing to a battle we have right now is Mr. Spicer closing in on Band. So we'll see. I've lost my intervals again. I believe it's because Combined keeps on having to rejoin. I wonder if he has DRS. It looks like he's within DRS. Yep, DRS comes active. So it'll be interesting to see if Mr. Spicer can get past before the wear of his tyres completely go, because Band's tyres will now starting to be... He will start to get used to them. Oh, for sure, yeah. The interval glitch, yeah. And especially when we've got someone that's constantly cutting out, having to rejoin every time a user rejoins, the intervals go. But we'll just have to take a look at the track map and see that the gaps are very big, apart from Band and Mr. Spicer still. So Mr. Spicer will hopefully try and make the most of this DRS zone, as he's very close to Band on the hairpin. We'll go back to Mr. Spicer now, see how far away he is. It's pretty far back. He might be trying to make it happen on this next lap. We'll see if he can build up enough speed and stay within a second. Yeah, Mikau in the lead by 30 seconds. That is just pure pace. See how close Mr. Spicer can get from this DRS zone. It'll lead into another one as well. This one isn't usually the predominant overtaking opportunity. Usually gets you close enough for the next one. So Mr. Spicer comes right into within a half second. So Mr. Spicer loses the rear end a little bit. I'll go on board with Mr. Spicer here and watch and see if he can get past with the DRS assistance. He's pretty close this time. The band already goes over to the side to break the toe. Band is now positioning himself on the inside. I just don't see an overtake like that happening for anyone on this track unless you are within 4/10 at the start of the straight. As Band loses it a bit, Mr. Spicer gets right up beside him. Band is just ahead for the inside of the corner. Probably lose a little bit of speed as Mr. Spicer stays on the back of him, gets the slipstream, goes for the outside. Band covers the inside. This is going to be very hard to go side by side through this sector. Band goes a little bit wide, but keeps it under control, keeps Mr. Spicer behind, as Mr. Spicer will now be waiting for the DRS that is about to come up after the hairpin. Thank you for the follow, El Tostada, Tardita. I'm sorry, I did my best job. As Mr. Spicer is still getting close with this DRS. So Mr. Spicer's super soft tires will be dying very quick. I'm not sure how much longer he can stay with Band. I'm not sure if it's just better pace than Band around the track. Oh, as someone loses a front wing, I believe that was Mr. Spicer again. Oh my goodness, he'll be shaking his head. The second time this Grand Prix. We've got another battle happening right now as Nemo is closing in on Conrad for the DRS zone approaching now. We'll go on board with Nemo as Conrad gets a little bit wide. Nemo takes advantage, goes straight past. As I'm pretty sure Conrad will now get DRS to come back at him. As DRS comes open for Conrad there, we'll see if he can get close enough. But in these F2 cars, it's pretty hard to make something happen, especially that far back. So Mr. Spicer now has dropped outside of a DRS of Band. I'm sure he'll need to stop to get new tires. Conrad is just struggling on those softs. Very interesting though. Mikau stopping now. Going on the super softs. 5 laps seems to be about the perfect amount. And we'll see what Quantum Effect does. Mr. Spicer seems to be falling off the back of Band very hard. He's probably going to have to stop soon. Quantum Effect's now coming in. Sees approach. Everyone's very cautious around Singapore. It makes sense. It's a 60km/h pit stop. Goes onto the super soft as Jacob Meister gets ahead of him as well as combined. Let's see where Quantum Effect comes out in relation to Nemo. Quantum Effect should edge out just ahead of him. Yeah, pretty far ahead. This Nemo's coming up. Oh, might actually be a bit closer than I thought. This Nemo sees Quantum there just on the left. Nemo should get DRS on Quantum now. Quantum might be a little bit of a sitting duck. There are super softs, but he just came out of the pits. He's not used to them. Let's see if Nemo can get past him here. Oh, he claps the wing. Oh, he's too excited. Oh, he seems to have his end plate still intact. It might be light damage. It's hard to see what's going on. So Nemo will probably bide his time now, but I'm sure as soon as the super softs come to life for Quantum, he will just pull away into the sunset. As after Mikhail's stop now, he is 16 seconds ahead of Jacob. With combined after having a bit of issue with cutting in and out, not sure what was going on there, but he is definitely putting on a good drive to catch back up to Jacob. He was having that battle with Jacob at the first stint on tyres, so I'd be very curious to see if those two can have a battle that could last to the end. As Nemo starting to fall off the back of Quantum a little bit now, as Quantum's probably starting to feel the super softs coming to life. We'll go on board with Quantum now and see how confident he goes through this sector. Misses the curb a little bit. Taking a little bit more curve there. I think he's been a bit cautious not to get any penalties. Quantum did manage to go all of last race without getting a single time penalty. As Nemo, I just don't think can keep up this pace through this sector. He's falling off a little bit. Curious to see. He's still within DRS. As Quantum, as I eat my words, and Quantum Effect gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, it's amazing. Combine's doing a very good job now. He's pulled out another second since I spoke about him before, so he's definitely starting to reel Jacob Meister in, and Nemo is definitely falling back off the back of Quantum. As Combined getting past Conrad, who goes into the pits. We'll see if Mr. Spicer still hasn't pit yet. I assume he's just cutting his losses and saving his soft tires for the next race. But going on to the softs there probably wasn't his proudest moment, as Conrad will probably end up getting past him by the end of the Grand Prix. Those tires must be absolutely screaming at him. Oh, we've got a bit of rain. Yeah. Oh. Well, this can make things exciting. We've still got a few laps left in the Grand Prix, so there's still some opportunities for pit stops. We'll see how people are handling... Oh, pardon me, a bit of a testy pop there. As Combined seems to be pretty confident. It's only just starting to sprinkle. It might take a few laps for it to start getting a bit wet. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see any of the rain outside the cars, but obviously... we can see the drops there going over Combine's tires and onto his visor. As we still have DRS, I wonder if the drivers will start sliding around soon. Oh yeah, you can see it's starting to get a little bit slippy. Certain corners might not have the same braking zone. We'll see how the drivers adapt. Combine now. Probably going to have a good run on Jacob here. We'll see if he can actually use this DRS zone to complete an overtake. I don't think many people have so far. Oh, has a tiny look. Yeah, backs out of it. He's a bit too far back, unfortunately. He's going to have to wait for the next lap. We'll see what happens. We'll go on board with Mikhail now. See if the rain is affecting him at all. Yep, there you go. Wow, look at that timing. Loses the rear. We'll see. Oh, how much time would that have lost him? He didn't get any damage, though. This Combines all over the back of Jacob now. As Mr. Spicer goes into the pits, I wonder if he's jumping onto the wets. It's a bit too early. The track's still pretty dry, and he's going onto the wets. Oh, we'll see what happens here. Back up to Combined with DRS. I wonder if he'll be able to make this move happen. Stays, goes for the outside, as Jacob positions himself very defensively. Yeah, I've cursed a few people in this Grand Prix. It's Combined. I wonder what he's thinking right now. I don't think it's the right time. The drivers will have to wait another couple of laps before they pit, as I made this same mistake myself. Oh, Conrad ran onto the super softs, yeah. Not sure why I did that, but Mr. Spicer seems to not have any confidence on those wet, and he is dropping back. He was definitely a lap too early, but he had to try something. Seems to me like their drivers might just try and make the dry tires work to the end of the Grand Prix. There's only another 2 laps. Yeah, rain is very light. It's gonna take it's gonna take light rain for a long time. Yeah, they could easily hold the dries for a few laps. It'll just be interesting to see who actually crumbles, because we've already seen Mikhail spin, and we still have DRS, so obviously the race directors believe that is still dry enough to be using DRS. As Mr. Spicer is just absolutely dropping off the back of everyone right now. I don't think it was the... Oh, look at that understeer. Definitely not the right idea. So you got Mikhail. We'll be on board with him again. See if he loses it in the same spot. Gets understeer on the entry. Way more cautious on the exit now. Make sure he doesn't lose it. Exactly, Biggles. Combine seems to be losing a little bit of confidence now that he had before. I think Jacob's just adapting to the dry conditions a little bit quicker. See what's happening with Quantum. Very cautious. As we got a yellow flag. Who's that? Is that Band or Conrad? It was Conrad on the Super Softs. Having a nightmare. Yeah, Combine's not able to stay within DRS of Jacob at the moment. Jacob definitely wants this second place finish in the first race. As we start lap 16. Well, 20 seconds ago, but... Start lap 16 for second and third place. So yeah, that Grand Prix kind of seems to have settled down now with it. Whoa! As I curse. I'm cursing everyone. Nemo gets a 3-second time penalty now. Actually, just take a quick look at the penalty situation. So everyone on 3 apart from Conrad on 6 seems reasonably straightforward. Okay, I don't think Combine's going to be able to make up that gap again now. He kind of threw it all away there. A bit unfortunate. Might give him a better starting position for the thing, but as things stand right now, Mikhail will be crowned the F2 champion for this season, as Combine was the previous F2 champion, so quite interesting. But you never know what might happen. Mikhail might spin out. Not really much happening on this last lap, unfortunately. I thought that rain might add a little bit of excitement, but all it did was spread out the field. Is Jacob just getting a much better grip on these wet conditions? As we got a yellow flag for quantum effects. I wonder if Nemo is close enough. No, he's still 10 seconds behind. He's having a lot of trouble himself. This quantum effect should keep his position as things stand right now. As we've got Mikhail already crossed the line. No. Okay, so we got the last lap of the race now. Mikhail with a comfortable lead. I think I'd have to give him a pretty bad commentator's curse for his race to be ruined here. Oh, someone's lost it. Combined. He's around. Quantum being just too far back to make anything of it. All the gaps all being in the double digits as Quantum gets all out of shape there. As DRS starts to get disabled. I'm sure these drivers are starting. We'll just watch Mikau struggle through the last few corners of the race. As Mikau now is about to cross the line, and Mikau, he does, and he becomes the Friday Series champion. As now we got Jacob and next across the line. Mikau just putting on a masterclass as always, showing that he definitely has a lot of pace in these F2 cars. Yeah, congratulations to Mikau for sure, as that makes combined the runner-up for the championship. I wonder if this means that I think Jacob will overtake PTR as well in the championship, and Jacob will be crowned third. We still have one race left as well for Jacob and the other drivers to get points, but the gap being over 50 points now, I think 40 to 50 points between combined and Mikau, with one race left with less points available. Mikau is now the champion. As we have now got Band crossing the finish line by Conrad, who is pretty far behind, but oh, there goes a front wing. Be interesting now as, well, loses it again. Oh. Be interesting to see the next race, what the weather's like. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a weather report from the drivers this race, so I've been kept guessing. Were the hards even available for... I believe there's only 2 dry tire compounds available for the Grand Prix. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I mean, I should know. I've raced the F2s a bunch, but anyways, I'm just waiting for Conrad to finish. There we go. It's quite wet there at the end. Not necessarily on track, but it was starting to rain pretty well. As Bandcamp gets the driver of the day. Oh, there you go, Band. Something good happened. As Mikau's driver now celebrates the win of both the championship and the race itself. Now, for those unaware, we are now going into a reverse grid for the second race. So since there is only 8 drivers left, whatever the grid is right now will be completely reversed. So we'll have, I believe, we'll go through that in 2 seconds when we see the scoreboard. So we will have Lights in first place. Sorry, Lights is out. We'll have Mr. Spicer in first place, followed by Conrad, followed by Band, Nemo, Quantum Effect, Combined, Jacob, and Mikau for the starting order for next race. If the first race is anything to go by, rain at the start or rain not at all. Okay, apologies for the wait there. So now we have the formation lap with Mr. Spicer pulling off and Conrad not being there. Not sure what's happening there. There we go. So I'm sure Mr. Spicer will be wanting to make the most of this as his closest rival in the championship is Jacob Meister, and I think Mr. Spicer may even be within range of PTR. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check that. Quick maths isn't exactly the best. But yeah, a few positions to be changed around. That's the good part. Mikhail's have to do a pretty good race. He's gonna have to do some overtaking now, starting back in 8th place. So you'll be expecting him and Jacobin combined to scythe through the grid. So very curious to see what happens when these cars clash. So Mr. Spice getting a bit slow there on the out lap. Or the formation lap, apologies. No, Conrad, all the way back there, and I believe same with Lights. Oh no, that's Lights as AI, okay. I believe it is. Not 100%, not 100% sure on that one. Okay, interval, let's put on telemetry, track data. Okay. And the last few drivers coming around the corner. We've got Conrad there in the back. We'll be lining up second. And I believe Lights AI. Okay, there we go. All the lights will be going out now. And away we go. We got Mr. Spicer getting a pretty good start. Conrad, oh, not sure what happened there. Mr. Spicer getting challenged by Conrad on the inside there. Conrad backs out. Mr. Spicer gets a nice good lead ahead of everyone else. I'm pretty sure Mikhail's already up to 6th place back there as he takes a few... Pardon me, as he takes a few people. We've got Mr. Spicer already pulling out a big lead there as Band locks up into the right-hander with Nemo right behind him, fresh on his tail. I'm sure Nemo will want to make the most of this as we've got 2 Dams cars followed by Nemo. Nemo goes, oh, they both go wide. Nemo gets a little bit of collision there. How many cars wide? Oh, God. Not sure what's happening here. Thanks, Codemasters, for the camera angles. So it seems to be oh, Mikhail already up into 4th, making a lot of overtakes. I've missed half of them. As Jacob Meister tries making a move around the outside there. So Nemo now up into 2nd, Bandcamp in 3rd. Not sure what happened to Conrad. Bandcamp locking up again. Seems to be having a bit of trouble getting these things stopped as Mikhail's all over the back of Band. Wants to make things happen. Wants to get up into the podium places. Possibly a win. And we've got the rest of the field fighting very tightly behind. As Mikhail tries making something happen into this sector. As Band shuts the door on him. Keeps it very clean. As I'm sure Mikhail's very keen to get past him because this keeps Jacob Meister and combined on the back of him there. As Mikau now has got a pretty good run into the final corner. We'll see if he can get a good slipstream on him and overtake him here, as he will get this done, as I'm pretty sure. He's taking the inside. Band covers the outside. Mikau gets it done pretty well. As we'll go back now and we'll have it's bait PTR. We'll go and have a look at that overtake now from Mikau on Band. So we got a pretty good run. Positions himself on the inside. And Band just knew it was pretty much inevitable from that point. Let's go back to the broadcast now. I think all my intervals are gone. Mr. Spice has got a pretty good lead according to the track map. We've got Nemo behind him with Mikau very close, reeling him in. Then we've got Band behind him with Jacob and Combined. Pretty keen to get past Band here. Band's been under constant assault since the start of the Grand Prix, as well as Conrad. The Dam's not having the greatest start. Band locks up again into that corner. Just take a look at now what's happening with Mikau. It's all over the back of Nemo. Got a pretty good 3- or 4-way battle with Quantum coming onto the back there. Band seems to be doing a pretty good job in defending for himself, although not doing Jacob any favors at the moment. I'm sure Jacob's very eager to get past him there as Mr. Spicer sets the fastest lap. Wonder if we got DRS now. We'll go on board with Jacob Meister, see how far back he is. Nowhere near. Okay, so Mikau not getting past Nemo as quick as I thought he would. I'm sure he's just being a bit patient, being that there's 12 laps around a street circuit. He's now got DRS. I'm sure that'll be assisting him. Go back now to this 3-way battle for 4th place. We've got Jacob gone, positions himself around the outside. Band covers the inside. Jacob will probably have enough momentum to make it happen. He cuts the course a little bit as Combine now gets into the mix. As they're still side by side. Band's holding the position pretty well here, as Jacob Meister will have the inside line. Locks up again. Jacob Meister gets the move done, but now we've got Combined. Combined under pressure from Quantum just made a move. Now Quantum's taking a position. We'll see what happens onto the DRS as Jacob Meister tries going around the outside there. We've got a bit of a DRS train going. We'll see how Jacob Meister handles being at the front of it, although he's got Band behind him. Does Combined have damage? Oh, yep. Combined's missing a front left end plate by the looks of it. Quantum Effect getting himself in a pretty good position here. Band doing pretty well to defend. Seems to be struggling with pace a little bit as Jacob Meister's now just driving off into the distance. As while this was all happening, Mikau has taken the position from Nemo as we expect and will now be trying to eat into Mr. Spice's lead. So Nemo just falling outside of DRS there. I'm sure he's kicking himself. Oh, he's just got back in. I wonder, we'll go on board with him here. We'll see if he gets DRS. I think he's got it active. Yes, he does. So we'll see if he can crawl back at him now. As we've got Quantum Effect and Band going all sorts. Quantum loses the rear. Both Band and Quantum will have DRS here. As Quantum positions himself on the outside. Band on the inside. I think Band's going to get done like before. Quantum gets it done. Finds himself for the inside for the next corner. Easy move. Oh, no, we've got Band still hanging around. No, that's the end of it. Okay, there we go. Jacob damage too. Okay, oh, there we go. Quantum's now got damage. Front right end plate looks intact, so he definitely clapped the wing there. We've got Band coming back at him now. It's a very exciting battle for 5th place here as Jacob Meister is driving off into the distance, laughing at all the people with damage. And so Quantum Effect will be under a little bit of pressure here, having no DRS. We'll go on board with Bandcamp. Sorry, combined. So, take a look at Jacob's damage, if that's the case. It's a bit hard to spot currently. Oh, yep. Looks like his front left end plate's gone. Then we got Quantum. Definitely hit his front wing, but no end plates missing. Got Bandcamp, always staying clean. Doesn't have any damage. And then combined right behind him with wing damage. So, pretty sure this battle's gonna stay the way it is for a lot of the race, being that most of the drivers have damage, and the one that doesn't have damage isn't as fast. So, interesting. As Nemo's still staying within a second of Mikau here, as he's going into DRS. He gets a good exit there. It's a bit too far back to make anything happen. We'll go back now to Combined, just lining up Band, as Band has DRS himself. I don't think Combined will be able to do anything here unless he goes for a little bit of a late move. Take a look on the outside. Yeah. Combined didn't even look to have DRS open there. Not sure what's happening there. As, let's take another look back at some of the battle. I think I got some of it in the replay. We'll see what was happening there. As you can see, we had Quantum trying to go around the outside, stays within track limits, lines up for the next corner on the inside as Band hangs in just a little bit, almost getting a whack on the wings, staying behind, and then it kind of eased out a little bit. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll go to Combine now, who makes a move down the inside on Band, as Band stays in it again. Band doing a great job being very defensive here. As, thank you, Codemasters. As Combined gets in front of Band there. I'm sure Band will be keen to stay within DRS, but as we've got Quantum Effect driving off into the distance, and Nemo's now fallen outside of DRS of Mikau. I'm sure he'll be kicking himself about that. But, oh, I do apologize, everyone. I did not have Tyre up on the screen. So Mr. Spice doing a very good job to keep pace with Mikau, if anything, extending his lead. So I think Mikau's just happy driving home, getting his second place, getting a win on the first race and then a podium on the next. Probably will win the race weekend. So that battle for 4th/5th place is kind of eased out now. We've got everyone outside of a gap, except Band's kind of hanging in there. I think he's just fallen out a bit now. As Combined is catching Quantum Effect. See how he handles with this wing damage. We'll stay on board for Combined for a little bit. Does he have DRS? No, he doesn't. I think both the drivers are starting to feel the pressure a little bit. So I believe Quantum has the least amount of damage of the three, with Combined and Jacob both missing a front end plate, I think on alternating sides. I think Combined's got the overall pace here, even with this wing damage. It is the tight sector, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when he goes through this left-hander onto the main straight. Oh, yeah, he has to back out quite a bit. You can see Quantum just getting a way nicer exit. Oh, to be honest, I still feel like they got a similar exit, so... Combined will probably get a good run if he can stay with him here into the DRS. Oh, locks up a little bit. But he's still got a good run, so he's within 5/10. If he gets a good run here, I think he's good. I think he might be good to make this move happen. Quantum Effect looks like he's struggling. But as you can see, the DRS and the toe is just not enough here in Singapore for the F2 cars. It's definitely not set up for overtaking. Like, that was within 5 or 6/10, and he just fell back. I mean, you could argue he didn't get as good of an exit as Quantum, but still. Seems like that DRS zone is a bit weak. As Quantum's definitely feeling the pressure now. I can see him locking up a bit, losing the rear a bit, getting all sorts of out of shape. So Combine will probably do his patented stay very calm, stay behind, wait for the right move to happen, but I feel like he'll cost him here as well. He needs to get past Quantum if he's faster than him and start catching Jacob. He can't sit behind him for another 5 or 10 laps, you know. He's got to do something, especially if his pace, even with the wing damage, is better. Mr. Spice is still keeping a pretty comfortable lead to Mikau. Driving pretty calm, pretty in control, not risking penalties, but also driving quick, as Nemo's now fallen back to within 3 seconds, but I'm sure he wants... I don't believe Nemo's finished on a podium before, so I believe he wants that podium. So, it'll be interesting to see if he can get that done. And then we've got Combined getting a pretty good run here again on Quantum. If he can stay a little bit closer through this sector, through this these chicanes, and then get onto the DRS zone and get a good run, he may be able to make it happen here, but he's just falling slightly behind. Go on board with him there, as Jacob Meister seems to have fallen within Quantum's grips now. So I wonder if he's got more damage. Still just got missing that front left end plate. As you can see in the background there, Combined is charging in for Quantum, so we might get this battle happening again. Quantum Effect seems to be the one under pressure still, though. I don't feel like Jacob has Quantum close enough to start feeling the pressure and the presence of him yet. As Combined's all over the back of him now. Combined will be kicking himself for not getting past him earlier. He's got to do something, and he's got to do it soon. Nah, he can't. With that exit, he can't get the speed that he needs. And now, if Quantum can just get back within DRS of Jacob, he's defended his position properly. Loses so much time with that broken front wing. He's got a pretty good run here. And Quantum's outside of DRS. He's going to have to wait for the next one. The DRS does not honestly feel like it gains anything until like the last bit. And I get it. It's supposed to throw the two drivers into the corner at the same time so they can battle it out for the... Oh, as Combined loses the rear a bit there, as Quantum looking more likely to pass Jacob at this point than Combined getting past Quantum. As Conrad goes into the pits. Go back on board with Quantum. I feel like this gap is going to stay pretty stationary at the moment. I don't feel like any of the drivers can get an overtake done in the DRS zones unless they get a way better exit than the driver in front of them. So something's going to have to change, and change soon. It's both Combined and Quantum getting DRS now. Quantum looking pretty racy, but still not getting anywhere near Jacob to make the move. I just feel like it's going to be a lot of the same of what we've seen so far, unfortunately, due to the difficulty in overtaking on this track. Meanwhile, saying that, Quantum gets a little bit out of shape, loses more front wing. No, was that Jacob? That was Jacob. Jacob's now lost both front end plates. He's probably got a orange or red wing at this point. Jacob will not be able to hold the drivers behind, as you can see. Quantum now has a very, very, very good run. And he'll get DRS assistance down the straight here. Go on board. As he backs out. He's probably waiting for the next DRS zone to defend against Combined. So we'll watch this overtake from Combined's perspective and see what happens here. It gets all sorts out of shape. Falling off the back of both Combined. Let's go up to Quantum. Positions himself on the outside. Jacob covers the inside as Quantum locks up but gets it done. Pretty clean overall. It's a pretty good move. And now I'm sure Combined is licking his lips at a struggling Jacob here. But will Combined be able to get the overtake done like he needs to? He's been needing to get overtakes done this whole Grand Prix. So he's got Jacob going all over the back of Quantum here. I wonder if Jacob's now thinking, if I get ahead of him again, I might be able to hold him even with this wing damage. Nah, we'll watch Jacob into this corner. You'll watch. He actually is doing pretty well with that wing damage, surprisingly. I feel like Quantum should be in a position here where he should just be able to pull away. Combined will have Jacob struggling in front of him, and then he'll have to do another overtake. So just watch Jacob and Combined there in the background, as Combined's got a great run here. Jacob covers the inside. Combined getting sent a little bit wide. But he will now have DRS for the next straight, and Quantum Effect gets his wish come true. Combined should get it done here. He's got a great run on to Jacob. DRS already active, already behind. Should be able to get the move done before the corner. It's a little bit out of shape there, but gets the move done. Now, we'll just go back and we'll watch that overtake from Quantum. As Quantum gets a little bit out of shape there. We'll just quickly go back and have a look at it now. Oh, apologies. I seem to have pressed the wrong button. Accidentally deleted it. So there we go, back to Jacob. As Nemo's getting within a second of Mikau here. I wonder if he's dreaming for a second place finish and front row lockout of the ARTs. So I'm not sure if Mikau has damage or not. As Nemo gets a 3-second time penalty. I am the worst. Yeah, Mikau has front right end plate damage. Yep. Nemo not doing himself any favors there, getting that 3-second time penalty. Combined now all over the back of Quantum. I wonder if he can make it happen to the final corner, as we've got Mr. Spicer getting comfortable lead. Nemo's gonna want to get past Mikau on track here, probably to make a statement, and Combined will probably want to get some more points to defend his second place, but I'm pretty sure it's set in stone at this point. Apologies. So yeah, Nemo falls out of the second. we've got combined here. Well, way too far back. I think Quantum's got that 4th place in the bag. Mr. Spicer will go on board with him. We'll see if he can keep it comfortable for these last few corners. Actually, Nemo's getting pretty close to Mick out here. I wonder if in the last DRS zone he can get past him on track. See what happens. A struggling Mikau with wing damage. You can do it, Nemo. We've got band all over the back of Jacob Meister. We're getting a pretty good run, but ultimately DRS in these cars is just not enough. We'll go back to Jacob now, as he'll be under pressure from Band. And I'm sure Band will want to get this position back before the end of the Grand Prix. So we have Mr. Spicer, Nemo closing in. Apologies, I've missed Spicer crossing the line. Oh no, I haven't. Here we go, as Mr. Spicer crosses the line and wins the race. Congratulations to him, followed by Mikau and Nemo, getting super close. So we got 2nd place Mikau, 3rd place Nemo. Not much in it apart from the penalty. Then we've got Quantum Effect coming around the final corner here with a great race, clean as always, finishing in 4th place, followed by Combined and Jacob Meister and Band. Oh, having a battle to the line. We'll save that one and we'll have a look at that in a sec. We'll go back to Lights as AI, and then I believe we've got Combined. Conrad. Let's have a quick look at that race to the line being within a 10th. I've just missed it. So you can see here we've got them finishing, and then we've got Quantum Effects finishing, and then just following them we've got Combined and Jacob Meister and Band, and you can see there Band almost getting, oh, he was so close. What a interesting few battles we had going on there. But ultimately, yeah, congratulations to Mr. Spicer for getting a I think his 2nd win in the Friday series, so I'm sure that'll be a big confidence booster for him come Sunday. Mikhail somehow pulling 2nd out of his ass, even though he had that wing damage, and Nemo getting a great 3rd place. So we're just waiting for Conrad to finish. Conrad loves being on camera at the end of the race. Driver of the day goes to Mikau. I thought both races had some pretty exciting moments, especially for the limited amount of drivers we had, the pace deficit, the fact that it's F2 cars around Singapore, you know. As Mikau still gets fastest lap. I wonder if he got that before the actual damage. So there we go. For the weekend, we've got Mikau with 45 points, picking up fastest lap as well. Jacob in 2nd with 22, Combined in 3rd with 21, followed by Quantum and Nemo tied for 4th with 20 points, although I'm not sure. I think Quantum still finishes in 4th, followed by Mr. Spicer in 19, Bandcamp on 10, Conrad on 6, and Lights on 1 point. Okay, well, I'll see if we can get maybe someone in here, maybe do some interviews. Let's see what happens. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, let's see if anybody wants to have a chat. I might bring up Mikau and give him some congratulations. G'day, Mikhail. Sorry for just dragging you up. I hope you're there. Oh, good, thanks, mate. Great racing as always, and congratulations on the title and the win on the first race. So it's quite a race of adversity at the end there at the first one with all that all the rain. I seem to give you a commentator's curse. One stage there, I was saying Mikhail's got such a big cap unless he spins, and then literally you spun straight away. Yeah, it was, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. But you still made the most of it, and you still did very, very well, even with the wing damage in the second race. I thought you might be able to even crawl back, but I think Mr. Spicer was just a bit too consistent with the without getting any penalties or anything like that. Oh, oh well, it's good to hear, mate. Will you be looking forward to the next Friday series that comes along?
as well, and Panda when he decided to show up. So definitely mixes up the field a little bit. But yeah, next F2 series I'll be there.
Okay, apologies. I just realized your sound wasn't coming through for about 50% of that. I am so sorry, Mikhail, but basically the gist of it, Mikhail was telling us that he will be excited to race in the F2s if the F2s are on next Friday. Sorry about that, Mikhail.
No, that's all right.
All right, man. Well, again, good race as always. Congratulations on the championship, and I'm sure to see you next time.
Yeah, thanks again.
All right, we'll see if there's anyone else we might be able to bring up. We might bring up Combined and Mr. Spicer and have a chat. Let's go Combined first. G'day, Combined.
Hello.
How's it going?
Fine.
I think your audio is coming through. I just did an interview with Mikhail, and about 60% of it, I didn't have his audio going through. That's my bad. But unfortunately, you missed out on the championship win there, mate. In the first race, did you have some issues disconnecting and reconnecting a few times?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but
Was it
I
just,
mean, I wasn't going to win the championship anyway. I knew because it's just too quick, Mikhail.
Yeah, well, it would have had to be 2 retirements, I think, from Mikhail and you to take almost maximum points in both races. But I mean, it's still possible. I had hope for you, mate. But
Yeah,
you still
thanks.
had a pretty good drive in both races. It was very hard to tell in the first race when it was actually you driving or not. I guess maybe it was when you were falling back. But the second race there, you definitely showed some adversity there with the wing damage, battling Jacob and Quantum, and I believe Band there for a bit. So that was quite exciting to us.
Yeah, the wing damage. People broke a bit early in lap 1, so yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's always going to be a bit rough around Singapore, especially everyone not really practicing these cars much, not really knowing what they're going to be like with tyre wear and stuff like that. But nonetheless, mate, you still drove well all season, and I'm sure you're happy with our runner-up, and maybe you can take it to Mikau next season.
Yeah, second's fine. I mean, obviously, in a lot of races could have done better, but we'll see. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe there will be another season of this because I prefer the F2s to the classic cars. So
I believe we would get more of a viewing with everyone on the F2s, but yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, there can be another one. But yeah, all right. Well, again, anyways, Combined, man, great driving. Unfortunate, unlucky there that you weren't able to maybe have Mikel DNF or something at the start of the race to throw up a chance for you, but it is what it is, and hopefully next time you can take the W.
All right, yeah, thanks.
No worries, goodbye, and have a good one, mate. Here he is, Mr. Spicer. Congratulations on the win, mate.
Thanks, mate. That was it was definitely a sweaty one out the front there. I just had to make sure there was no mistakes.
Yeah, well, you did very well. I think the viewers missed it due to my incompetence. They would have seen the battle, sorry. But in the interview with Mikau, he actually was congratulating you and said you drove very, very well. And you definitely deserved the win. So that was my bad not having the audio set up correctly for his voice, but it is now. So, yeah, unlucky there in the first race, mate. You had a few bad situations with damage, and then at the end there, when it was going to the wet, you took the risk onto the wets.
Yeah, it wasn't really a risk. It was more risky to stay out on the super softs because they're at like 95%. So.
Oh yeah, and you needed to save your tires for the next race. So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I can see the strategy there.
Strategy, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was pretty interesting. Again, it was rain in the last 4 laps of the Grand Prix, and it's light rain, so it's not quite enough for the swap over period. And I would say maybe if the race went on for another couple of laps, there might have actually been some people going into the pits going on wet. So it's a bit disappointing here from our perspective, but I'm sure you guys wanted to just get across the finish line on all your tires.
Yeah, definitely. It was still a bit touch and go, even though it was light rain. It was still a bit touch and go, but Mikau just obviously drove that well on slicks that he'd overcome all the slipperiness anyway. So, but yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, race one wasn't going to according to plan, but it worked for some, and then we came back in race two. That's the main part.
So I believe you secured yourself 5th place there in the standings.
Yeah.
Depending on if anything changes, but so far that's the way it's looking. So pretty good results, mate. I believe that's what your second win now in F2.
Yeah, second win in AFR in
No.
the Friday series. Haven't won anything in the tier 2 yet, but that's a working in progress. But yeah, no, 5th for the entry level. It's not too bad, but we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah. Right. Well. Yeah. Well. Hopefully we do the F2s again, and we'll see what they're like. Well. Anyways, Mr. Spicer, thank you for joining us, and thank you for putting on such a great show. And
thanks for all the viewers, and thanks for commentating, mate.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.
See ya. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, that will be the end of the broadcast here for Friday. So for the upcoming Sunday race, we will have a race for Tier 1 and Tier 2 around Mexico, and I believe that will start at 7 p.m. New South Wales time. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and goodbye.